Okay.
When I say class, what do you do?
Yes.
How do you respond when I say class?
The same way you said it.
So if I say class, or if I say class,
Yes.
Great, great, great. That's exactly what I hear. Okay, I've got a couple of questions for you I'd like to ask. There's a letter inside of each and every one of you. I'd like you to break up into your partners and take a second to see if you can figure out what letter that is. Okay, teach.
E.
Dan, you'll be Michael's partner. Oh, no, yeah, no, you stay with
These three, two. Class,
Yes.
did anybody figure out what letter it was?
Yes.
What letter do you think it is?
Well, depends on the person,
Well,
right?
no, it doesn't. Let me help you understand, okay? All right, everybody stand up. Okay? When you're there, I want you to take your arms like this. That's only half the letter, because we're going to stick our legs out. Okay? And wiggle our fingers and wiggle our toes. Okay, everybody do that. Wiggle our fingers and wiggle our toes. What letter do I have inside of me?
X.
We have an X. Okay? All right, everybody get a 10-finger wave. All right? Woo! Okay. When you're in your X, where's the center of your X? Right here. It's right here. Okay, and that's important. I want you to take a second here. And Dan, if you could do something for me, come on up. I'd like you to put that backpack over one shoulder. And now you've got your X still inside of you, but your arms aren't out. What happens when you put that weight on that shoulder? What happens to the center? It moves over to the side, right. Everybody has that center of their X, and it's always moving. And that's important because it helps you know and do eye-hand coordination. Okay? Here's another trick I'd like you to do, all right? And then we're going to have a little discussion about this. You'll teach each other. This is called the cross crawl. Does anybody know the cross crawl? Okay, here's how the cross crawl goes. I'll show you, and then you'll model after me, okay? Cross crawl. Pretty simple. What happens to my X as I do the cross crawl? Okay, well, I'm going to have you teach each other what you think happens with that, okay? Teach.
You're too low. Okay, that's one.
Okay, class.
Yes.
What happens to your X?
It moves back.
It moves back, doesn't it? Another thing that happens is your X is out like this, but now I'm bringing one of the wings down. So what happens to that X? It crosses the middle. Okay, so as you're doing this, you cross the middle of your center of mass, and your X changes. Now, what I'd like you to do is discuss with your partners how you can use that in your classes as you begin to teach. What can it do, knowing that eye-hand coordination is important, and this is more for elementary, to help them learn that really important skill. Teach. Oh, come on, energy! Without energy, it's an extra credit. Energy! Excuse me, but we have an extra credit because I asked for energy.
Okay, so anyway, we've got our
energy level is going
how
up.
we apply it
Okay, class,
Yes.
bring it on back. One. Okay. What do elementary kids gain from learning this eye-hand coordination and knowing where the center of their X is? Anybody want to add what you've discussed with your partners?
If we apply it to making connections in our brain, and we're using, if you want to apply it that far, then you would be applying your right brain to your left brain and making connections.
Exactly. You're able to transcend that thought of right brain, left brain thinking, and you're merging them together by crossing over that center line. Thank you. Oh yes, and 10-finger wave, and give me your point back.
Yay.